Bartholomew, thanks for joining me. I sincerely appreciate it. Following up on our phone conversation, you asked me what do I think is the best overall device for healthcare professionals. In my opinion, it's the T14 Healthcare Edition. No question. Right around 3 pounds, thin, light, sleek, 14-inch Full HD display, backlit keyboard, and by the way, objective science, Lenovo keyboards are the best in the industry. No competition. Now, access. Username and password, sure. But as you can see, there's an IR camera here that's looking for my ugly mug. And if I show him my ugly mug, now I'm in there. I'm at my campsite. Now, Bart, I know you have your concerns with the FBI looking in on you. So what we also did in our products is we put a think shutter at the top, which allows you to close the shutter on the camera and disengage. I don't know if you can see it, but now there's a red dot there. Then you know that that camera has been disabled. Now how am I going to access? So let's log out. How about the fingerprint reader? So if we go here to the fingerprint reader, fingerprint right there, guess what? Back at the campsite. Now, Bart, this isn't a regular fingerprint reader. That is a FIPS compliant fingerprint reader. Important for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it allows your doctors to prescribe medication, specifically opioids, because in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, those governments, local governments, have mandated dual authentication for e-prescriptions, and a FIPS fingerprint reader has to be one of those authentications. Second, for different use cases, it can be used to allow multiple users to access that fingerprint reader. A standard fingerprint reader is 1-to-1. One device, one fingerprint reader, one user. With the FIPS fingerprint reader, you can give access to as many people as you want through the network. And speaking of multiple users, other thing I want to show you, this is my badge from work. That's a different profile. No longer at campsite, now it's at the beach. That's because RFID badge reader will also allow you to make as many unique profiles as you want to. Provider certified, that is kind of where we're taking this technology to give accessibility. Now you want to talk about secure. I've given you username and password, IR camera facial recognition, FIPS compliant fingerprint reader, and RFID badge reader. That's quadruple authentication, Bart. Talk about secure. Now, let's actually go into one of these profiles. Now that we're here, I want to point out 3 things very quickly. One is PrivacyGuard, which is I'm so excited. It's our embedded privacy filter. So function D enables it. So now no more side viewing. Only the person that's directly in front of the system can see what's on the screen. If you're to the left or to the right, you can't see what's on the screen. Secondly, is Glance Software. Now Glance Software has many features, but here are 4 of my favorites. 1, presence detection, which essentially, if you look away from your camera to whatever you want. So let's set it right quick. So if I go to presence detection and set it for 2 seconds, essentially if I look away from this computer for 2 seconds, it will lock me out. So let's see, 1 locomotion, 2 locomotion, does it lock me out? It locks me out. Now, if I go in there and show my ugly mug again, it logs me back in to my profile, the profile that's set to my ugly mug. Very cool. Now let me change that back, because otherwise it'll keep on locking up on me. But this is just to show you how easily you can go into the settings and change it. So I'll change that back to 60. So presence detection, very cool. Now a privacy alert. On your display, on the top left corner or top right corner, if somebody is shoulder surfing, it will let you know, it will alert you, hey, there's somebody over your shoulder, and that'll stay there until that person leaves. So it'll give you the heads up, somebody's over your right shoulder, hey buddy, HIPAA violation, get away, or whatever, right? Privacy alert, very cool. The third thing is smart display. Smart displays, you have a secondary display. If you're not looking at that secondary display, it's blurred out. That way people that are walking by can't see what's on that screen. It keeps within HIPAA compliance so that PHI or whatever important information isn't viewable of people who don't need to view it. And then lastly, digital wellness in the spirit of ergonomics and just well-being. We use the Glance software to alert people when they've been staring at the screen for too long. After I think like 20 minutes of constant viewing, it'll let you know, hey, how about you look away for a little while. And then secondly, with posture, if you start to kind of come down over time, it'll say, hey buddy, how about you straighten that back out a little bit, which is something that I think we could all use in the world we find ourselves in behind the desk all day long. Now, again, these are things you can disable. You don't have to use them, but they're great features. And the very last thing I want to talk to you about is Lenovo Quick Clean. So this is an application where in certain situations you need to disinfect the system, but you don't want to input data you don't have to, or mess up something you're working on, or you can't turn it on or off the system. That is, if you go to Lenovo Quick Clean, launch it, it'll give you settings at the bottom. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10 minutes. So let me click on the 1 minute. That'll actually disable the trackpad, the track point, and the keys, so you can take one of your approved wipes, medical wipes, sanitation cleaning wipes, and disinfect the system. It won't mess up your data, it won't input any information, and if you absolutely need to, there's actually a hotkey where you can jump out of this if you need to before that 1 minute is up. So, giving you the accessibility, giving you the feature function of the added software. I almost forgot to tell you, it also has an antimicrobial coat of paint on top of everything else. So consider that in addition to what I've said, and the ThinkPad quality, durability, and performance. And I just don't think that for healthcare professionals, there's a device that bests the T14 Healthcare Edition. Let me know if I can send you a test unit so you can get some feedback from your staff. Thanks, Bart. I appreciate it. Hit me up if you have any questions.